This is the fifth video in the biography series of Shri Shri 1008 Yogi Raj Mahamandaleshwar Swami Mohandas Ji Maharaj. This is placed around 1968-69 when Swami Ji came to Jalandhar, Punjab from Rajasthan. This is full of his miracles. One of the miracles is where a person just by coming in presence of Maharaj Ji started to be filled with devotion and ultimately became an enlightened being. And the second is where Swami Ji was able to find stolen articles and bring them while passing right in front of military who couldn't even see him. And then another one is the same ones I have heard in biblical stories also, where Jesus multiplied the bread and the fish for people. Similarly here, Swami Ji multiplied the food for the guests that had arrived at the ashram, and how a piece of land was donated to him where he eventually built his ashram. So on the occasion of the wedding of Prem Kumari, the daughter of Shri Bhagirath Lal, with the son of Shri Rameshwar Lal Patwari's brother, around 1968-69, the elder Patwari sent an invitation to Swami Ji, requesting him to come to Punjab. Swami Ji came to Jalandhar and accepted the hospitality of Shri Rameshwar Lalji Agarwal. Just a few days later, Swami Ji arrived at the Rama Mandir in Jalandhar cantonment. Here too, the family members of the elder Patwari served Swami Ji with all devotion. Then, all of a sudden, Swami Ji expressed his wish to return to Rajasthan to Shri Agarwal. Shri Rameshwar Lalji said, "What is this, Swami Ji? You came just yesterday night and you want to leave today morning itself?" Swami Ji said without any attachment, "Seth Ji, nobody knows the path of a wandering yogi and flowing water. As soon as they stagnate, they start getting impure. I don't know why I came, why I am going, nor do you. This is all the grace of Guru Maharaj, and only he knows the difference in this." The same night there was a satsang, which is a holy discourse in Kirtan at the Rama Mandir in Jalandhar, and in their proceedings joined a gentleman who was known by his nickname of Panchi. As soon as he got up in the morning, he travelled towards Rajasthan and started doing penance in the dense jungles in the mountains of Pandupol Bharatari. Nowadays, he is known as Giriji Sannyasi. So this next incident is the one that took place once when Swami Ji was at the Rama Mandir of Jalandhar cantonment. Once in Shri Rameshwar Lalji's canteen, whose job was to run a military canteen at the camp, 30 wrist watches and 3 radio sets got stolen. Shri Rameshwar Lalji's nephew, Shri Suresh Ji, came to Swami Ji and started saying, "Babaji, it is very strange. Even in your presence here, this kind of theft has taken place." Swami Ji replied, "Go and ask the workers who work at your canteen." Suresh Ji said that he had already inquired with the workers, but nothing had resulted from it. Swami Ji asked the workers to be brought before him. When the workers appeared before him, Swami Ji asked them to speak out if they suspected anybody. The workers replied that they didn't know anything. Similarly, Swami Ji warned them, and that if they did not come out with the truth, then he would be forced to bring out the truth as to where the stolen articles were. The workers asked him, "Okay, you tell us where the stolen articles can be found." Swami Ji sat in concentration. Then, with his insight, he knew exactly where those articles were. He took the workers with him to a farmer's field. He then got the radios removed, which were buried in the field, and the wristwatches which were hidden among a heap of coal by these very canteen workers. He could find out the hidden articles just by his insight. Swami Ji then placed all the articles in a rickshaw and went to Ram Mandir camp. At that time it was raining heavily when Swami Ji handed over the stolen radios and wristwatches to the elder Patwari at Rama Mandir. All the members were happy, and at the same time fear spread among them. Holding the stolen articles in front of the elder brother, Swamiji told them not to talk to him about stolen articles anymore in the future. The elder brother, who was frightened, started saying, "Maharaji, this is very strange. You not only found the stolen articles, but you have brought them here too. You know, we had posted a brigadier's guard at the very place from where you brought these articles. From the moment we reported about the theft to the police and the brigadier, the guard has been posted right there. It is really great that you have recovered the articles and brought them here in a rickshaw all alone. But if they had seen you and you had been caught with the stolen goods while coming here, then even we could not have gotten you released from the jail by giving bail." Swamiji laughed at his words and said, "I'm not a thief. I just recovered your stolen articles and handed it back to you. What's in it to fear about?" But after that incident, Swamiji vowed not to reveal to anyone in future in any case of any theft. Shri Rameshwar Lal kept Swamiji in a secret manner in the Ram Mandir for 4 years. One day, a Mahatma by the name of Shri Sitaram Das Ji, who had come from Ayodhya Puri to Jalandhar, came to Ram Mandir. He was staying at Pandit Shri Chand Ramji's place in the city. Through Mahatma Ji, Shri Sitaram, Swamiji met Pandit Shri Chand Ramji, and through Shri Chand Ramji, Swamiji met Diwan Shri Chiranji Lalji, Shri Hari Kishan Ji, and Shri Ved Prakash Ji. Now the family of Shri Hari Kishan Ji started visiting Swamiji, due to which, in due course of time, the relation between them began to deepen. During one such visit in 1970, one morning, Shri Bhavani Dutt Shastri Ji and Shri Satpal Kapoor Bajaj came to Ram Mandir in Jalandhar camp, along with 5 other members of their family, his son who had married recently and his daughter-in-law. He wished Swamiji to bless the newly wedded couple. When the family arrived at Rama Mandir, Swamiji had retired from his daily worship and was preparing food. Swamiji inquired with Shastriji and Bajajji whether they wished to have food. They said, "No, we've had our food." But as the day prolonged and they sat with Swamiji for quite some time and discussed about dharma, very late in the afternoon, they got up to leave for the city and Swamiji got ready to have his own lunch. At that time, Shastriji and Bajajji told Swamiji that they would wish to have prasad there itself. Now, Swamiji had prepared only just enough vegetable and about 5 or 6 rotis for himself. Now the guests had put Swamiji in a dilemma. Maharaj got up and offered a morsel to God. Then he distributed those 5-6 rotis and the vegetable among 4 plates. All the guests and Swamiji sat to have lunch. Shri Satpal Kapoor Bajaj wanted to see how Swamiji would feed all of them with such little food. There was a young girl sitting beside Swamiji. Swamiji asked the girl to fetch more rotis, which he said had been kept rolled in a piece of cloth. The girl went, and looked in the piece of cloth and started saying, Maharaj, you've already distributed the rotis. Now there is nothing left here. Then Swami Ji himself got up. He took the empty cloth from the girl and shook it once. When he did so, a few more rotis started falling from the piece of cloth. Swami Ji warmed them and brought it. Then he once again shook the cloth. Again a few more rotis fell down, and Swami Ji warmed them and distributed them again. Swami Ji kept on repeating this process. He would shake the cloth, the rotis would fall, Swami Ji would warm them, and he kept on serving them. Meanwhile, Satpal Kapoor Ji felt that there was a little less salt in the vegetable, and if there were to be pickles, it would be great. Kapoor Ji was only contemplating this idea when Swami Ji returned with a plate filled with pickles. The 7 of them had eaten between them 26 rotis by now. This was really some sort of miracle from Swami Ji. When all of them had finished eating and were ready to leave, Swami Ji said, "What happened today is fine, but in future, please don't test me like this." A few days later, Shri Chiranji Lal Diwan brought Swami Ji to his house, and all the members of the family took initiation. One day, the Diwan said, "Maharaj, I have land. If it is to your liking, I can erect a little thatched hut for you there." Then Shri Chiranji Lal Ji, his younger brother Shri Ved Prakash Ji, and Diwan's son Shri Hari Kishan Lal Ji brought Swami Ji to their fields and said that they would erect a thatched hut at the place where Swami Ji wished to have one. After Swami Ji met this pure-hearted family, he felt that it was natural for anybody to fall in love with such a pious family. When Swami Ji experienced this love of the Diwan family and also the serene atmosphere in the fields, Swami Ji gave his approval for the erection of a thatched hut for himself. Slowly and slowly, changes began to appear at the place. In reality, the very appearance of the land changed. In due course of time, on this very land, an ashram was established and the construction of a sacred temple began. So in the next video, we will follow through how the construction of the ashram at Jalandhar turned out to be. Jai Gurudev.